What's up, guys? Evan with Garage Gym Revolution, and today I'm going to be going through my Instagram posts from the past month to do a quick audit of what has worked for me and what hasn't performed super well. Now, in general, what you should know is that we teach our clients to adhere to four pieces of content that they can talk about ad nauseum. So for me, it's fitness, business, family, and usually video games or something silly like that. Something that is not so much about my professional life, and also a little bit further removed from my family life. Just something that makes me a well-rounded human being. And if you're a gamer like me, that's stuff that I talk about. Although I don't really post a lot of those in the hard stories. But I'm gonna go ahead and open up my phone, and you should see it pop up right around here. This is my Instagram profile. You can see I don't have a huge following, about 1641, and that's okay. What's really important is to look at this content and see where I am getting the most engagement. Now, not everything needs to be a sales pitch. I don't always need to be offering something to my audience. Most of the time, I'm just trying to provide as much value as possible. And I'm not too concerned, as you can see, with like having a very clean looking timeline. That's not really my strength. I'm sure that if I had somebody to do this, they would say like two posts like this, two posts like this, two posts like this. For me, it's just having a well-rounded experience where people, if they stumbled upon my profile, they could learn a little bit more about me. And so the things that I typically do are photo posts with text, Twitter screenshots. Even though I don't use Twitter, I only use it to actually post on Instagram, and then some kind of testimonial or value post relative to video. And so let's go ahead and open up this most recent post, which was something I posted yesterday. We can see that it has 109 unique pieces of engagement and a handful of comments. This is about my daughter, about my family, and how I relate this experience that we just had to my appreciation for the fitness industry. As we scroll down a little bit further, we can see a testimonial. It didn't really perform that well, but it's good for me to have testimonials on my page. People should know that if they do happen to stumble upon this, that I actually run a real business where I can help people out. Keep on scrolling. We can see my next one is another Twitter screenshot, and that's doing pretty well, or that has done pretty well. Below that, a little bit more engagement is a very clean looking video. As you can see here, I've done some snazzy video editing. So if somebody were to watch for just 20 seconds, at least they would see that very, very quickly and be interested in staying a little bit longer. And that's something that hopefully I will end up doing in post-processing with this. Below that, another video. And you can see that these two videos where it's me just talking to the camera, where I'm just providing value to the audience, performed a lot better than my testimonial. I wouldn't get rid of the testimonial video, but I should take note that this kind of content, the kind of content that you're absorbing right now, is something that my audience does appreciate. Scrolling down even further, another Twitter screenshot, another Twitter tweet storm, I guess is what they're called, performed relatively well. And a lot of this content, depending on the audience that you have, whether they want videos, whether they want photos, whether they just like the text. For me, we can recognize, again, another Twitter tweet storm, right? These perform really, really well for my audience. So I'm making a mental note, and I should probably take that down, that this needs to be something that I do quite often. At least once a week is now what I'm going to make sure I'm doing. What I've also recognized is a simple post like this, for whatever reason, didn't really perform super well. Let's just look at the headline. TLDR stands for too long didn't read. Online personal training is fucked. It could be that the image wasn't striking enough. It could be that the headline wasn't bold enough, although it's pretty bold. Maybe it was that, I curse in it and people don't want to receive that information. Or it could be that I'm telling people to go somewhere else, and so they're not engaging with it, right? There's not enough information here, right? It's just a bold headline, and I'm driving traffic outside of the page. So maybe people don't want to leave Instagram, so they don't like it. It's just something for me to note, right? So I'm going to take another mental note there. Here's me talking about the ad making process. Got some decent engagement. You can see that there's a lot of copy there. Because I run paid ads, I will post my ads on my Instagram and ask for feedback from my audience. A really good thing for you to do as well. I'm not too worried about the engagement. from a like metric standpoint, what am more concerned of is, hey, what feedback do I get from people who see it? And typically when I do post things like this, I don't get a lot of comments. What I get is people calling me, people texting me, people sending me DMs like, hey, that was really cool, that was really funny, man, your editing's getting really good, things like that. As we keep on scrolling, another value post. In here, a little bit more engagement. And what I'm also noticing is you see this green bar that's going across. So this is also an ad, but it's a valuable ad. I'm teaching people how that they can increase their sales with our goal aligned sales method. And this has almost 300 unique views, which is really good. And it has that green little bar across the bottom. And so that green bar is indicating, hey, this video is going to be less than a minute. And so I know now I need to continue to incorporate those into my videos. Another testimonial one, you can see just like my previous video, not a lot of engagement. That's more like bragging zone, and that's cool. It's good for me to have that content. I'm not too worried about the engagement. I don't think a million people are gonna like a testimonial. It's usually not how it works, but it's good for me to have up there. Another value post up here, high ticket sales is dead. This is an ad that I am still running currently, 600 views, right? This also gets a lot of views on Facebook as well. And it's because of this right there. That nice, cool, interesting me writing like on an invisible board in front of you. That's really interesting for a lot of people. Some self-reflection here. This posted very, very well. A lot of text, right? People are interested in the long form text, so I'm noting that as well. So I am just taking a mental note of my performance for all of these things. What gets the most views? What gets the most comments? What gets the most likes, right? What things are people not really interested in seeing? And when I throw things to my audience like this, where there's a photo of my family, right? I can note, okay, this is stuff that people in my world are interested in seeing. Even though it might not generate me, the inquiries for my business, at least it's going to keep people understanding that I am a well-rounded human being. So now I'm all the way back to April 22nd. I'm going to go ahead and stop the scroll right now. And so if you haven't done this, if you haven't done your own audit of your own social media, like now is the time to go ahead and do that and start to strategize based upon your content, not just the message that you're putting out, but the type of creative that you're putting out. Are you doing videos? Are you doing photos? Are you doing strictly text, right? What do your headlines look like? What is your message? Are you using too much cursing? Like I think I am, right? Those kind of things are really good to take note of. And then to adjust in your future content batching, which hopefully you guys are doing, prepping your posts weeks, months out in advance, so that you can have a set structure on what is going to work for you in the future. I know right now my tweet storms are performing really well. So I'm going to keep on doing that at least once a week. I know that my short form videos where people can see a bar scrolling that provide a lot of value, those do well also. So I'm going to keep on doing that. My testimonial videos, they don't perform that well, but I'm going to keep doing it just to keep it engaged. It doesn't really take me a lot of work to add that, but maybe I'll post that every other week or maybe once a month. I don't need a lot of that content. I need more value. So that's something I recognized as well. And the things with my family, those get the highest engagement. So just a quick little audit for me is going to help dictate the kind of content, the kind of creative, the kind of writing that I put onto my social media. And it's going to help me create a larger following in the long run. So hopefully you've taken this. Hopefully you find value out of this. If you've got any questions, send me a DM, slide in my DMs, or leave me a comment below. Happy to help you in any way we can.